Imagine dropping a single stone off the side of a boat out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It falls and falls and falls for over an hour. On the way down, it passes fish with teeth made of glass and lights that switch on by themselves in total darkness. And when it finally lands, it comes to rest somewhere colder, darker, and more crushing than the surface of the moon. That's not science fiction. That's just an ordinary day at the bottom of the ocean. Today we are going all the way down, every zone, every mile. Let's find out exactly how deep the ocean really is.
We start at the surface in the sunlight zone, also called the epipelagic zone. It reaches down to about 200 meters, roughly the length of 2 football fields stacked end to end. This thin sliver of water is where sunlight actually penetrates, and that's why it holds almost everything you picture when you imagine the ocean. Coral reefs, sea turtles, dolphins, tuna, and the great white shark. An estimated 90% of all known marine species live in this zone alone. But here's the twist. This sunlit layer, the part most people think of as, quote, the ocean, unquote, makes up less than 5% of the ocean's average depth. We have barely even started.
Past 200 meters, sunlight fades to a dim, eerie blue, and by 1,000 meters, it disappears completely. Welcome to the Twilight Zone, known to scientists as the mesopelagic. Pressure here is already 20 to 100 times what you feel standing on land. There is no plant life at all because there is no light left to grow anything. So instead, the animals make their own light. Roughly 90% of the creatures living here are bioluminescent. Lanternfish, hatchetfish with mirror-like scales, and squid that shoot glowing ink instead of black ink to escape predators. Every single night, billions of these animals rise toward the surface to feed under cover of darkness, then sink back down before sunrise. It's the largest migration of life on Earth, and almost no one will ever see it happen. Even sperm whales dive this deep, chasing giant squid down past 1,000 meters, holding their breath for up to 90 minutes at a time.
Below 1,000 meters, we enter the midnight zone, the bathopelagic. And here, there is no light at all, not ever. Not at noon, not at the equator, never. Temperatures hover just a few degrees above freezing, and the pressure could crush a car like an empty soda can. This is home to the anglerfish, dangling its glowing lure in the pitch black, and the ghostly vampire squid. And somewhere out in this darkness, the giant squid, a creature humans didn't manage to film alive until the year 2012. It's also here, at around 3,800 meters, that we find the wreck of the RMS Titanic, resting in permanent darkness for over a century, slowly crushed by pressure equivalent to nearly 6,000 pounds per square inch. To put that in perspective, you could stack more than 8 Empire State Buildings on top of each other, and you would still be underwater before you reach the surface from where the Titanic rests. Keep sinking, and at 4,000 meters, you reach the Abyssal Zone, the abyss itself. This single layer covers more of Earth's surface than every continent combined. It is pitch black, barely above freezing, and almost nothing falls down here except a slow, constant drift of dead organic matter that scientists call marine snow, the only real food source for anything living this deep. And yet, life persists. Ghostly white sea cucumbers, brittle stars,
and the Dumbo octopus, a creature that never appears anywhere shallower than about 4,000 meters. Every animal down here has evolved a soft, gelatinous body with barely any bone at all, because a rigid skeleton would simply be crushed by the weight of the water above it.
And now, the final descent. Below 6,000 meters lies the Hadal Zone, named after Hades, god of the underworld. This zone doesn't exist across the open ocean floor. It only exists inside trenches, deep cracks torn into the Earth's crust like scars. The deepest of them all is the Mariana Trench in the western Pacific. And inside it, a slot-shaped valley called the Challenger Deep plunges to roughly 10,935 meters below the surface. That's nearly 36,000 feet, almost 7 miles straight down. Here is how staggering that is. If you took Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on Earth, at 8,849 meters, and dropped it into the Challenger Deep, its summit would still sit over 2,000 meters underwater. Everest, the highest point on the entire planet, would completely disappear. Only 3 human beings have ever reached this point in history. 2 United States Navy officers in 1960, and filmmaker James Cameron, who went down alone in 2012. The pressure at the bottom is over 1,000 times what you feel at sea level, equivalent to 8 tons pressing on every single square inch of your body. And even here, life exists. Strange amphipods, sea cucumbers, and in 2017, scientists filmed the deepest fish ever recorded on camera, a small, pale snailfish calmly swimming at 8,178 meters in complete darkness under bone-crushing pressure, like it was nothing at all.
So the next time someone tells you we've explored the ocean, remember this: more than 80% of it remains completely unmapped and unseen by human eyes. We genuinely have better maps of the surface of Mars than we do of our own ocean floor. Somewhere down there, in the permanent dark, things are living and dying that no person has ever laid eyes on. That is how deep the ocean really is. If this blew your mind, hit subscribe, because next time we're going somewhere even stranger.